Welcome back to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at GM screens for Traveler. I have quite a few. I am a sucker for GM screens. If you follow my channel for a while, you know that. So I'm going to take a look at each one for Traveler as it came out. So this will be in publication order. And there is going to be one missing out of here. And I'll explain why when I get to it. So for today on page 121, we're going to look at Traveler GM screens. Just also a friendly reminder, I do have a Patreon going right now. It's support for the channel. At this time, I'm willing to look at rewards, but I need some input from you to let me know what rewards, if any, you want in the Patreon. Please let me know. But back to the subject at hand, Game Master screens for Traveler. The first GM screen we're going to take a look at today is from Judges Guild. The original Traveler Game Designers Workshop didn't publish a DM screen. Judges Guild saw the need and they filled it. The only problem with this one was it was just 4 pages of double-sided cardstock, so it couldn't stand up. So the referee's side was here and the side toward the players was there. The same is true throughout. So it was of limited use because you had to keep flipping back and forth. Their idea was that you would take it and tape it together, which is, of course, what I did, and what many people did. So you take the game screen itself. This one suffered a little water damage from an ill-placed cup years ago, but we have the referee's side, far left, middle right, far right. So they gave you directions on how to assemble it, and it was pretty neat. This guy would stand up. You could hide all your notes behind it. I am going to move the camera around a little bit in this one. You hide all your notes behind it. You had a nice little shield. And you could keep all your secrets safe from the players. On the flip side, you had all the combat stats the players would need. So they were a quick reference for them. You didn't have to stop the game constantly to be looking stuff up. So I like this screen. I use this screen a lot in the original Traveler game. I still use it when we play original Traveler. But that's rarer and rarer these days, unfortunately. I went over to T20 for a long time, and now I'm getting into Mongoose. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just I don't need this old girl much anymore. So we go to the next one in this set, because after original Traveler, we had our good friend Mega Traveler. This was a little referee's gaming kit, which I actually like quite a bit. You didn't just get a GM screen here. You got some information. I'm going to show the GM screen first. So there's a nice look at the Third Imperium. The Third Imperium is around circa 1116, which would be right at the assassination. And then all your combat tables and everything right there. Your tasks, how you would resolve the tasks, your gun combat ranges by weapon. Just very well done, Matt. And then here's the outside. The players get a nice look at the Traveler Universe map right there, the task format, and then the cover art. So again, this guy would stand up. Unfortunately, this guy was only a 3-fold, and having the original 4-fold, and then used a 4-fold screen for D&D for years, I found the 3-fold a little limiting, but by no means would keep me from enjoying it. The other stuff you got in here was some good information on the kit itself, and then how you use the kit. So we'll go ahead and show you how to use the Mega Traveler data sheet and things like that. And then you got a couple of adventures. Folio Adventure number 1, Outpost Alpha. And then number 2 for Outpost Alpha. I love getting a little adventure thing. Then you get a bunch of equipment sheets. I love this stuff. I like how Mega Traveler presented their equipment. That might be my favorite of any of the Traveler versions. I just liked that it was a one sheet. There's a picture of it. There's all the stats. And you could use this for your usage. You could just mark out boxes for how long it's been in use and when you need to recharge it. So you got a lot of stuff in here. I want to say it was about $12 or $15. Let's see if it says from 1989. It does not say, but I think it was $12 or $15. And then this kit, this part of it, let's see if I can get it to open, is another secondary table. This is similar to what they did for D&D. D&D, the original Dungeon Master screen, had 2 sets, and I think that's where they got this from. But this is pretty nice. You have all your combat stuff there, your Traveler's world information. So you could actually just give this to the players and let them have it and then look it over. So pretty sweet. And again, I think it was $15. So you're not going to hear me grumble about the price either. So even back in the late 80s, 87, that was a decent price for a product like this. So that's it for Mega Traveler Gaming Kit. Next we come up on Traveler the New Era. This will be the last one given us by Game Designers Workshop. Traveler's referee screen for Traveler the New Era. This was out in about 93, I want to say, 94. This quick follow-up to the beginning of Traveler the New Era. The cover picture shows the Suffren Confederation scout Gregory Fontenot in the asteroid belt at Game Of. So, pretty cool. I like the artwork from New Era. And here we go. We look at the inside. This would be what the DM would see. Sorry, GM. You're going to have to forgive me if I say DM. I'm an old D&D player as well. When I think Game Master screen, unfortunately, I usually say Dungeon Master screen. So, Game Master screen, here we are. The personal hit location, the travel movement, indirect fire deviation, spotting modifiers, sub-munitions, attack table. Pretty much everything that a GM is going to need to run the game. And then on the back side, the players have the common task summary facing them, and then the back and the front artwork. So this was a nice offering from GDW. They always gave really good quality for the dollars. I never really begrudged. This is all of $8. I don't begrudge GW a moment of that. And then we look at what came inside as well. This was not just the GM screen. We got some nice cheat sheets for skill lists for Traveler, including the by cluster and by controlling attribute. Got a nice little adventure here for the Lady Felice. Lady Elise. I like this adventure. I do believe I ran it back in the 90s. I remember it being very enjoyable and very quick. We were able to do this in a night. And there she is, the Scout Cruiser, tech level 12. Again, that was my main beef about the New Era, as we were stuck in TL12 because they were climbing back up with the bootstrap operations. I prefer my Traveler to have higher tech available, not necessarily always be at tech level 14 or 15, but I like it to be available. But here we have travel to orbit. We have all kinds of neat stats. I'm for anything that lets me as a GM keep the game moving rather than slowing it down by having to look up details. If I can have something handy like a little handout like this is a nice little piece of stiffening cardboard that came with it. If I can have handouts or everything I need on the GM screen, I'm always going to go that route. That's why I'm such a sucker for a GM screen. So if you're coming out with a new game and you want to hit me for another $15, $20, definitely include a GM screen. Now we go to Mark Miller's Traveler, T4, as we called it, and they called it. The T4 logo appears many times. Here's the little cover that came on it. I tend to keep my stuff. This had a nice little gatefold that had some information cards, some characters for you, and then a couple of blanks if you want to use that. And then the back artwork. This guy was the princely sum of $12.95. This was published in 96 or 97. In 97. So yeah, prices had gone up. And then we go to the chart itself, to the GM screen. We're back to the fourfold. An old note. Forgot to take that out. And we have the fourfold. I favor the fourfold. I say that 10 times fast. I'm a fan of it. It just covers your notes better. I tend to operate off of a tray table to the side of the table. And I like having a fourfold because they fit the tray table neatly. But this is pretty good. A few typos here and there. Not anything remotely approaching what plagued the books in this run. I wish the editing had been tighter on Mark Miller's Traveler. Maybe I would have liked it more. If you saw my video not too long ago on Pocket Empires, you know that there's at least one book from Mark Miller's Traveler that I actually did really enjoy, and that was Pocket Empires. There are a couple others. I am challenging myself to review some of the Mark Miller Traveler favorably, and I could say favorable things about this. This was a nice GM screen. We got the weapons chart right there. And rather than just have artwork covering these, we got some useful information here. The Universal World Profile and the Universal Personality Profile. And a skills list on the outside. So useful on all 8 pages. And that's a nice thing with the GM screen. This one didn't come with any extras. It just had the little fold in here. Talks about Memory Alpha Adventure, written by Mark Miller. I wonder if I have that somewhere else. I know I still have it. I must have put that somewhere else. But I know I still have it. So there was a little adventure that came with this as well. I remember liking the adventure. I don't remember a ton of detail about it. But there you have Mark Miller's Traveler game screen. Next up, GURPS, the generic universal role-playing system. They ran Traveler from the late 90s through about 2004. So I think it was 98 to 2004. This is a serviceable GM screen. We have a 2-fold here, and then another 2-fold. Not my favorite format, I'm going to be honest. And frankly, for reading stuff on the fly, the print's a little small. I have to stop and look for stuff. Now, I tried running GURPS Traveler. I did use these charts when I ran it. GURPS is not for me. I'm not criticizing the game. It's just not my cup of tea. I played it under a very good game master. I game mastered GURPS Traveler for a while. The combat system, everything else, the characters just weren't for me. But there we have it. Not my favorite, unfortunately, and I love almost everything GURPS came out with, but this one was kind of a swing and a miss for me. It was $10.95. Obviously very GURPS oriented because it's for the GURPS system, but a two-part Game Master screen is really not my cup of tea. We did get some game counters with it and some character cutouts, so that was pretty nice. But all in all, unfortunately, probably my least favorite of the GURPS offerings. Next up, T20 Traveler 20, the D20 system. This came out in about 02, ran through about 08, right up till Mongoose Traveler. This is a pretty nice one. I've run T20 for quite a while now. Again, the print's a little small. There is a temptation when you create Game Master screens to put too much information on, and I do feel this one suffers that a little bit. All in all, though, I can't complain. It is complete, and it's easier to navigate around than the GURPS one was. On the outside, we get something useful. On this part, we get the nice artwork there, and then useful charts there. So I like this game screen quite a bit. I also like that this was a 4-fold. Again, big fan of 4-folds. And, sorry about that, bumped the screen. This one came with some smaller cards. This is the Player's Quick Reference card, which was pretty nice. And then we have another one. So again, print's a little small for these aging eyes, but I like it. It was neat to get something quite high quality for a good edition of Traveler, and then you've got the bonus player stuff. So all in all, I'm a fan. I recommend it. Next one up would be Mongoose Traveler First Edition. Wait, that's not first, that's second. Yeah, that's second. I didn't buy the Mongoose First Edition simply because Mongoose First Edition, if you saw my video on that, I liked the edition, but I felt it was just a restatement of stuff I had. And unfortunately, because of that belief, I missed out on many years, about 8 years of really good Traveler stuff that came out. And then, of course, Mongoose Second, which is what this referee screen is taking things to a whole new level. I already did a full profile on this screen. I'm just going to show it briefly here for the sake of inclusion. I love this screen. I think they did a fantastic job with it. The nice white background for these aging eyes, that's great if I'm running a game DMing. I love having it so visible, so easy to see. all the charts that I need to run a game on the fly. I don't have to stop and reference how far this gun shoots or that gun shoots. And then the outside, as I said in the video where I reviewed this, I love that artwork. I realize there's no charts on here to help my players. I don't care. That's gorgeous. Nice immersive background. You can't ask for better. It's really good. My sole complaint with this screen is the way it folds. This part folds in. I don't want to fold it out and break the spine, but it folds in and tends to push your notes. I love a 4-fold screen. I wish this part folded out. If that's my worst complaint, then it's a good day. So that's all I've got to say about the various Traveler referee screens. Oh, Mark Miller's Traveler. I'm sorry, T5, not Mark Miller's Traveler, but Traveler 5. I didn't include. I don't have the referee screen for that. I don't know if there is a referee screen for that matter. So I don't have that one. So I can't do anything and kind of review on that one. So these are the Traveler's DM screens, GM screens that I do have. I hope you liked my little trip down memory lane. I know I did. I remember spending many hours crouched behind these things, running different games, causing mayhem throughout the galaxy. But that's kind of the point of game mastering, right? You want to have fun, and you want to just run a good game and enjoy yourself, and these tools certainly help in that regard. So there we go, and the final, there we are. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Please remember the Patreon, help the channel grow. And that's it for today for page 121. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.